Hey, what's up everybody? Dylan here from Iceberg TV. Today is day 21 of Vlogmas. Yeah, I want to check out the Axiom Defy today. I have one in this R2 plastic, 11.5, -1.3 flight numbers. Definitely a disc that intrigues me from my Gyropalooza box. I wanted to compare it to some discs with similar flight numbers that have slightly different speeds. I've got the Tantrum here, which has similar turn and fade, but I believe it's a 14 speed. I've got the Grace, which is either an 11 or 12 speed, very similar side profile to the Defy. And then I have a disc that's one speed slower, but also has similar flight numbers. I've got the Latitude 64 Zion here. So Latitude 64 overmold technology. We'll give everything a throw. We'll throw the Defy last, but I'm really curious to see this Defy. It feels good. It's a little flatter than I would like for this specific slot. It's just not gonna get quite as much distance, but I guess that's what we're gonna test today. See how all these discs compare. But I think the Defy is kind of like a slept on MVP driver. If it flies like the flight numbers, it seems like it would be a pro level driver. So we're going to put it to the test today and see how it compares to some other, what I deem to be pretty good drivers with similar flight characteristics. Zion. Oh, the Zion is so money. We've got a pretty stiff headwind and that handled it perfectly. That's exactly how you want these like -1.2, -1.3 flight number discs to fly into a headwind. We've got the Tantrum here, super wide rim. I believe it's a 14 speed. Hopefully you guys can see it. I came out literally at the worst time of the day, but this is when we could get out, so this is what we're doing. Then we've got the Grace here, Project Grip. This disc is relatively temperamental, but I think I still like it. Oh, that's a bomb. Okay, everything's flying very nicely into the headwind, but this is the star of the show here. We got the R2 Defy, 170 gram, stiff headwind. Oh yeah, okay. Very nice flyer, very slight flip up, and then a nice hard fade back to the left at the end. Very nice feel in hand from the Defy as well. I need to know, does anyone bag a Defy? Did you get one in your Gyropalooza box? Is it something you're interested in? Or is it something you're gonna stay away from? Let me know in the comments below. So when I was a kid, we would always go sledding on Christmas. That was when I was a young kid. We would do like a handful of presents. We didn't do a ton of presents when I was a kid, but we definitely had some presents growing up. And then we would go sledding. I grew up in Vermont. There was always a bunch of snow. We would drive over to the like local hill, a little small hill that we'd go sledding on as a kid. And then when I became a teenager, we would go, there was a few years, like I think I was like 15, 16, 17. We would go to my aunt's house and she had a dough machine and we would make our own like homemade pizzas. And so I would always do like a buffalo chicken pizza, but then we would like, everyone would do like a personal pizza and she would make dough for hours and hours before we all started cooking. And it was a really good time. Anyway, let me know in the comments below. Do you have any traditions that you like doing during the holidays? What are you doing this year? What does the ideal holiday tradition look like to you? To me, it's like mostly based around just quality time with friends and family. But let me know what you guys are gonna be doing in the comments down below. I really wanna know. Low ceiling, over the bridge shot. We'll throw everything in the same order. I think this may not be the same order. We're gonna do our best here. We got the Zion up to bat first here. Nice and flat through this nice low ceiling shot. Great disc. Latitude really needs to bring back their overmolds just to bring a little bit more competition into the marketplace. I think Latitude 64 actually nailed the overmold, and they nailed the overmold with dome long before MVP seemed to ever figure it out. All right, Project Grip Grace. That's a -1 turn, and then a nice hard fade at the end. Very good distance out of the Grace. If you've never thrown a Grace, it's an absolutely amazing flyer. We've got the Tantrum here. These might be out of production, but back in the day, MVP, before they were cool, made super domey, stable drivers. Listen to the heartbeat on that thing. Tantrum is a beauty, but unfortunately they just don't make them like this anymore. And even though it's got like low parting line, still super stable, goes super far. You can't really show off the distance as much on this low ceiling line, but trust me, if I get a hold of that disc, it goes really far. And then we've got the Defy, a bit flatter than the Mayhem. Feels very good in the hand. I'm actually really impressed. I'm looking forward to forehanding this a few times. It's actually a really nice driver. I think I've kind of slept on the Defy and I haven't really given it a chance since I got my Gyropalooza box. But now that I have one, I'm really liking the feel and the flight of that disc as like your workhorse, go-to, like stable WRAITH type of slot. Really nice disc. My final thoughts on the Defy is that it honestly just feels and flies like a slightly lower profile, slightly more stable version of the Innova WRAITH. Mine's in the R2 and in 170 grams. I'm sure if you got like a Proton or a Neutron or Cosmic Neutron, I'm sure it'd be quite a bit more stable. But for me, that R2 version of the disc flies perfect. I'm actually gonna throw it into the bag and test it out because I haven't had that like perfect stable WRAITH in the bag for a while now. I have a nice pre-flight number WRAITH that I've thrown a few times, just a little bit too stable, and that Defy, it's actually a little bit less stable than that WRAITH, but more stable than just a normal stock WRAITH. But I look forward to giving that a lot more throws. Feels nice, flies nice. If you've never checked one out, definitely be worth checking out the Defy if you're a fan of Axiom Streamlined. I'm also surprised the pros don't throw the Defy. It's a really nice driver, pretty slept on, pretty underrated. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. If you're watching Iceberg TV, stay humble, live with gratitude. Catch you in the next one, and take care.